Today, I'm working on part 1 of a commissioned portrait of 4 siblings which is done in charcoal. Stay tuned to see how I get this project started. So, as you can see, I've sketched out my 4 siblings from their reference photo. I also turned the reference photo to black and white since this portrait is being done in charcoal. And now I sketched it all in with a number 2 pencil, and now I'm going in with a very light hand and starting to layer in with the charcoal. And I'm using General's charcoal pencils in medium and soft for this particular project. I'm also using rice paper stumps for blending, and the makeup applicator, they're foam applicators for makeup. You can buy them in bulk off of Amazon and Etsy. I think I buy them in bulk of 150 for just like $5 or $6, I believe. They're pretty cheap, and they also blend out the charcoal very smoothly. But it's going to take off some of the charcoal, so I like to use them in my early layers so that I don't go too dark. You can see as I hit it with that foam applicator, it lifts some of the charcoal off, and I like that. Now, as you use the applicator and it gets dirty, it'll stop lifting. At that point, I designate it to the portions of my drawing where I just need things blended. I don't need to lift color, and if I need to lift color, I'll get a new applicator. For the areas that I need more precise shading, that's when I'll use my paper stumps. In this project, I used a large one and a medium size one. And here in these earlier stages, I did use a little bit of graphite to kind of just, with her, I think I was using it on her baby hairs on her forehead. I was kind of sketching those in a little bit. And I used the, like I said, I used the graphite pencils for those. But everything's going to be gone over with charcoal. And I'm not going to finish her in this part 1. I'm kind of getting her blocked in and where I like her, and then I will do her brother and her other 2 sisters in the order that they are, going from left to right, so that I'm not having to work across my work, and I'm not, charcoal, you know, will smear really easy, so I have to be very cognizant of where my hand is. And I do have glassine underneath my hand to help prevent any smearing. Right now, it's not as imperative that I have it underneath my hand because I am working left to right, but in part 4, I will go back to her and kind of tighten up the details, make sure that I have my darks where I need them and I have my highlights where I need them. So I will work on the contrast kind of towards the end. And that's why I'm just building up my layers as I go. I started out very light because it's easier to add color than it is to take it away after once you've layered it on to too dark. It's harder to get it off. So I'm just building in layers, just darkening with every layer. There are certain areas where like where her head is leaning over onto her brother's head, that area between the two, I know that that's going to be black. She's wearing a black shirt that's got little hearts and circle designs on it. That's going to be black. So I'm going to go in full strength on those, in those areas. But her hair and her face, the shadows on her face and everything, I'm not going to finish those off today. Like I said, that will be kind of the very last thing I do on this portrait. And for most of this, I used the medium pencil. In the really dark areas, I used the soft. I used the medium and then went over it with the soft lead, because the soft lead will give you really dark areas, and it blend with that makeup applicator. It'll blend really smooth. Or with the stump. I used the stump on her shirt because of the design on it. I used the paper stump a lot, but I would go in with the medium, and then I would go over the medium lead with the soft lead, because it gave me a truer black doing it that way, without having to eat through that soft lead so fast. That's the reason why I layer the soft on top of the medium. Just because going straight in, you could just go straight in with soft, but you're gonna burn through that soft pretty fast. And you can see as I blend out, I'm using the medium here, and as I blend out, it kind of is just a gray color. That's why I'll go over it with the soft to get it true black. See, now I'm going over it with the soft and it's turning it black. You could probably go over it with multiple layers of the medium, but I try not to. When I'm trying to get black, it's just easier to do the medium than the soft for me, and the way I like to do it. That way I'm not pressing down. All of this is done with a very soft hand. And you'll notice I rarely use my fingers to blend, because I'm trying to keep my paper as clean as possible. And those spots all over my hands are scratches from my kitten. I have a kitten and she's very feisty, and so all these dark little nicks and little scabs all over my arms. So I hope you enjoyed this. Part 2 I'm hoping to have up by next week. This should go fairly fast. I'm hoping to have it done within 4 weeks. I've been having some carpal tunnel issues, so it's taking me a lot longer now to do my commissions, but because I'm trying to take care of my hands, that's why they always look so swollen. It's because I have really bad carpal tunnel. So I use my fingers there, and then I have to go clean them off. I really don't like to blend with my fingers. They get so dirty. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.